Friends, you are watching The Animal Kingdom and its encyclopedia. The animal kingdom is divided into vertebrates and invertebrates. Mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and fish are vertebrates. The invertebrates are in the creepy crawly section. All animals have things in common. They eat other living things, either plants, animals, or both. Also, most all except a few sea animals can move around. What is an invertebrate? The word invertebrate simply means not having a backbone. What is a vertebrate? Most of the large animals in the world are vertebrates. This means that they have a backbone. Not all birds can fly, although all of them have wings. Creepy crawlies or invertebrates make up over 95% of all animals, but most of them are so small you don't notice them. All vertebrates came from the same ancestor millions of years ago, but have changed or evolved into these four main groups. Those are mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, and amphibians. Most vertebrates can move around. Mammals. You may wonder if animals such as dogs, bats, elephants, and mice have anything in common. They do. They are all mammals and have more in common than you may think. European rabbit, orangutan, Siamese cat, Mongolian gerbil, boxer dog, eastern chipmunk, red fox, maned wolf, sea lion, all are the mammals. Junior mammals. Mammal babies look like little versions of their parents. They are all looked after by their mothers or both parents until they can feed and look after themselves. The world of mammals. Mammals include animals such as the whale, the kangaroo, and you and me. We all have fur, we are warm-blooded, and we few new babies or milk. Most mammal females give birth to live babies rather than laying eggs. The baby grows inside the mother's body until it is born. Mammals may look very different, but stripped back to the bone, we all have the basic bony skeleton. Scientists call us vertebrates, animals with a backbone. All female mammals produce milk from their bodies that they feed to their babies. This feeding is called suckling. The milk is rich and helps the babies to grow. Most mammal females give birth to live babies rather than laying eggs. All mammals are hairy, some are much hairier than others, and most have hair, often called fur, all over their bodies. They are hairy to keep them warm. Mammals are warm-blooded, which means they can warm up and cool down their babies to keep their temperature level. An elephant in the hot jungle is the same temperature as a polar bear in the snow. Mammals are many different shapes that suit their lifestyle. Cats, bats, dolphins, moles have the different shapes. It is usually true that animals give birth to live babies, but there are few species, including this duck-billed platypus, that lay eggs. Platypus eggs are soft and the size of marbles. Mammals, those are lemurs and monkeys. Monkeys and lemurs along with the apes make up the mammal group known as primates. Talking to each other is important to primates, which live together in large groups. These howler monkeys skims to neighboring groups and can be heard several miles away. Most people think monkeys all look similar, but some are quite different. White-faced saki, tamarin, woolly monkey, proboscis monkey, those are different from each other. Monkeys have grasping hands so they can climb trees. Many have recognizable features like this tamarin's white mustache. Japanese macaws, a type of monkey, live in the mountains of northern Japan to keep warm in the winter. They take baths in the hot volcanic springs. All monkeys are excellent climbers. Some have long tails that they use as another limb. The spider monkey's tail is bald at the end for extra grip. Spider monkeys have no thumbs. The mandrill is one of the few monkeys that only climbs trees to sleep at night. During the day, it walks around on all fours. When a male feels threatened, it yawns widely, revealing its fearsome teeth. The bush baby is a small pyramid that sleeps during the day and ventures out to hunt at night. It has few eyes that help it to see in the dark. Many people confuse monkeys and apes. Apes are large, intelligent creatures that have no visible tails and can stand more upright than monkeys. You and I are members of the ape family. The mighty gorilla. Gorillas are the largest and most powerful of the ape family, but they are not aggressive. They live in forests in Central Africa. Gorillas live in groups of up to 40 animals, which consist of one male and many females and babies. The males are twice the size of the females, and as they mature, they grow a strip of silvery fur across their backs. Chimpanzees are very intelligent indeed. They communicate with facial expressions and are one of the only animals to use tools. Gibbons are the most agile of all the apes. Their wrists and shoulders are very flexible, which means they are able to swing from branch to branch quickly. They live in pairs. The orangutans live in the rainforest of Borneo and Sumatra, up in the trees. They rarely go down to the jungle floor, preferring to eat and sleep in the treetops. Chimps live in communities of up to 120 apes. Grooming is very important in ape societies. They can often be seen picking dirt and ticks out of each other's fur. Mammals, those are the cat family. All cats around the world spend their time doing the same sort of activities: hunting, eating, and sleeping. Cats like to live on their own, very few live in groups. The only cats that live together are mothers and their babies. Cats eat only meat, and those that live in the wild have to catch it. Some are fishier than others. Kal, bobcat, jaguarundi, fishing cat are classified within the cat family. All cats look similar, but their coat shapes and sizes are suited to where they live. This several has a long neck and big ears to enable it to see and hear well in long grass. Most big cats roar when this lion gets angry. His roar can be heard 8 km, means 5 miles away. All other cats meow, purr and growl. A cat's fur keeps it warm and camouflaged. Cats spend a lot of time licking their fur with their rough tongues to clean it. Unlike dogs, cats cannot run fast for long distances, so they rely on their ability to stalk and pounce. When stalking, they keep their bodies low, move slowly, and then pounce. The 5 largest, most ferocious meat eaters of the cat family are known as the big cats. They are the lion, tiger, jaguar, leopard, and snow leopard. Leopards come in different colors, but most are yellow with black spots. Black panthers were once thought to be different type of cat, but are actually black leopards. Lions found on the grassy plains of Africa are the only cat that live in groups or prides, called as the king of the cats. Cats are officially the sleepiest animal in the world. They spend over 19 hours to days asleep. Prides of lions can often be seen napping under trees. They are perfectly safe to sleep in the open as they are not in danger of being killed by another animal. The jaguar has large spots and loves swimming, which is quite unusual among cats. During the day, it catches fish by flipping them out of the water with its paws. At night, it hunts for animals in the jungle. Leopards love to climb trees. High up in the branches is a good spot to watch what is going on below. Often they will even drag their kill up trees to prevent it being stolen. Tigers are the largest and most powerful of all the cats. They are 10 times stronger than a man. They live all over Asia from the rainforest to the woodlands of Siberia. The dog family. When you think of dogs, you probably think of pets, but many members of the dog family live in the wild. Wolves live in packs of about 20, which are led by a male and female. They are true meat eaters and all work together to hunt and kill. They have very sharp teeth that are useful for tearing up meat. Facial expression and body language are used by wolves within a pack to communicate with each other. When they want to keep other wolf packs away, they howl rather than bark. Over thousands of years, dogs have been trained by people to do certain jobs for them. The guide dogs, the sheep dogs, the police dogs, all are categorized in this group. The fox is a small dog. It tends to hunt at night and lives alone or in small family groups. Recently, the red fox has become a common sight in towns and cities where it raids dustbins for food. African hunting dogs live in packs of up to 30. They have long legs and a lean body. They hunt together as a pack and can kill prey larger than themselves. They hunt at least once a day. Raccoon dog. This hairy dog is called the raccoon dog, although it is not related to the raccoon. It is one of the only dogs that climbs trees. Bears. Members of the bear family are big, furry mammals with large heads, thick legs and short tails. They have 5 claws on each foot. Bears have a good sense of smell but weak eyesight and hearing. This is reflected in their large nose and very small ears and eyes. There are only 8 types of bear in the world, including the polar bear and the brown bear. A long doze. Many bears are dormant in the winter, which means they doze or sleep non-stop for a long time. They eat and eat during the summer and autumn months to build up fat that they can live off in the winter. Cubs are born during this time. American black bear, South bear, giant panda, sun bear, Asiatic black bear, brown bear, polar bear and spectacled bear. Bears normally walk slowly, but if they feel they need, they can gallop at very high speeds. It may seem unlikely because of their size, but most bears are also able to climb trees. This giant panda is climbing a bamboo tree to eat the shoots. The mother bear looks after her cubs fiercely during their first year, teaching them how to survive. She sometimes stands on her back legs to increase her size and frighten her enemies away. Mammals small and cunning. There are many small meat-eating mammals that hunt or scavenge for their food. Many are known for their clever hunting methods. At dusk, these sloping-backed mammals emerge to hunt or find dead animals to eat. They live in small groups and make whooping calls that sound like mad laughter. Members of the whistle family have long bodies and short legs. They have a fierce reputations for hunting. They are able to kill animals larger than themselves. Stoats and minks are small animals related to whistles. In summer, stoats are brown with a white tummy, and in the winter they run wild so that they are camouflaged in the snow. Skunks are found in the Americas and feed on small animals and fruit. When threatened, they lift their tails and let out a foul stink, which you can smell from a kilometer away. These mammals belong to the weasel family: wolverine, polecat, American mink. Raccoons are small animals with fox-like faces and bandit-style masks. They are inquisitive creatures who make clever hunters. Mongooses are so cunning that they can kill some of the world's most poisonous animals, such as snakes. Meerkats are a type of mongoose that live in groups. They hunt during the day while a sentry scans the area from the highest point, sitting upright looking out for enemies. The burrowers. Many mammals are diggers, building their home beneath the ground. Some only use their burrows to sleep in, others live underground. Rabbits. Most rabbits dig burrows called warrens underground to protect themselves from enemies, to shelter from cold, and to provide a safe place for their babies. European rabbits live in large groups. Hares are relatives of rabbits but have longer ears. Males can sometimes be seen boxing each other to win females. They stand on their back legs, hitting out with the front ones. The aardvark. This animal has a body like a pig, ears like a rabbit, and it licks up ants like an anteater, but it is not related to any of these animals. It is a very good burrower, digging long tunnels with its claws. Armadillos look as if they could take on an army with their bony armored backs. They dig burrows to find food and make dens. Most rest in their burrows during the day and hunt by night. Badgers have short legs that are good for scurrying down tunnels. Their burrows, known as the sets, are passed down through generations of badgers. They tend to hunt at night. Moles. You will know when European moles are about because they leave molehills behind on the ground. Moles spend most of their lives underground eating worms and insects. Many small mammals spend their lives eating insects and other small creepy crawlies. Most of them only hunt at night. Sometimes called a scaly anteater, this pangolin is not actually related to anteaters. It uses its long claws to dig out ants and termite mounds. Giant anteaters are large mammals that like to eat ants and termites. They have a large nose and tongue that is as long as your arm, perfect for sticking into termite mounds. The silky anteater has a shorter nose and paler fur than its cousins. It spends much of its time digging out tree ants and licking them up. Hedgehogs use their long noses to snuffle in the earth for insects and worms. They are covered in sharp spines. They are made of kind of hair. If this creature feels threatened, it rolls its body into prickly ball. Not many animals would attempt to eat a spiny hedgehog. Shrews are small active mammals that have to eat a diet of insects and worms every few hours to keep their energy up. They can eat more than their weight in food every day. The insect-eating echidna is also covered in spines. It is one of the most unusual animals because with the duck-billed platypus, it is one of the only mammals that lay eggs. A shrew uses its very good senses of smell and hearing to find food such as small insects and earthworms. Rodents. Rodents are the mammal groups that includes mice and rats. Rodents are found all over the world from the desert to the Arctic. The rat is considered a pest. It lives almost everywhere in the world and can exist in huge numbers if enough food is available. Rats eat everything we eat and more, which is why they can survive worldwide. The brown rat is a very good swimmer and can catch small fish underwater. Over 40% of the mammals in the world are rodents. They came in many shapes and sizes: hamster, squirrel, owl, naked mole rat, porcupine. Mice have pointed noses and long whiskers which help them find their way around dark corners. This house mouse eats many different types of food, can produce 36,000 droppings in a year. All rodents have four big front teeth like this marmots. They are very sharp. Towns of rodents. Some rodents live on their own, but a lot of them live in large communities, such as these prairie dogs, which live in burrows underground called towns. The dormouse can be found in the woods and fields of Europe and is an excellent climber and jumper. It hibernates or sleeps for 7 months during the winter without waking up. Flying mammals. Some mammals have wings so they can glide through the air, but bats are the only mammals that can actually fly by flapping their wings. The flying squirrel has loose pieces of skin on either side of its body. When it jumps, it opens them out like an umbrella and can glide for 30 feet, steering with its tail and legs. Bats' wings are actually long arms with skin stretching between each finger. Their thumbs stick out like small claws to grip branches. The real vampire. The vampire's bat's favorite meal is fresh blood. Even yours. It feeds by digging its sharp teeth into the flesh, then laps up the blood. Bats have a variety of head shapes which reflect their feeding habits. Fruit bat, long-posed bat. Some bats bring their babies up together in a huge nursery, often filled with thousands of bats. Amazingly, the mother can always find her baby when she returns with food. Most bats eat insects. Others, like this fruit bat, use their long tongues to eat fruit and sip nectar from flowers. Bats are very good at catching insects in mid-air in the dark. They find them by making clicking noises and waiting for the echoes to bounce off the insects. Marsupials. Marsupial is a mammal with a pocket called a pouch for carrying its babies in. Koalas look like little bears. They live in Australia and are the only animal that eats eucalyptus leaves. They are so hard to digest that koalas spend 19 hours a day sleeping to let their tummies settle. Kangaroos cannot walk. Instead, they have enormous back legs that they use to jump everywhere. They can move very fast by leaping. The Tasmanian devil is not much bigger than a small dog, but it is very aggressive. It is the biggest meat-eating marsupial and has such powerful jaws that it can eat the entire animal, bones and all. A kangaroo's front legs are not used when they bounce. The mighty elephant. The elephant is the largest land animal on earth. The biggest one ever found weigh as much as 150 men. There are two main types of elephant, the African and Asian. African elephants live in groups called herds. However, only females and youngsters live together. Males live on their own. A family usually contains about 8 to 10 elephants. Baby elephants love to play, which is one important part of growing up in a herd. They chase one another, throw sticks, and climb all over each other. Elephants have enormous noses called trunks, but they are no ordinary noses. They do many more jobs than simply smelling. Elephants use their trunks to eat, drink, wash, and even pick up vibrations on the ground. African elephants have much bigger ears than Asian elephants. An elephant can grip at the end of its nose just like your hand. It uses its tongue to grasp plants and eat them, to greet other elephants, and to show aggression to others. An elephant's skin is very sensitive and needs a lot of bathing to rinse away creepy crawlies and keep it cool. It often sucks up water in its trunk and sprays it over its body. On the hoof. A hoop is a certain type of foot with hard covering. Hooped mammals are found all over the world. Pigs are hooped mammals that eat almost anything. They are speedy runners and protective of their little stripy babies. A hooped foot has a hard case like a big toenail around each toe for protection. Hooped feet make fast runners. Horse, rhinoceros, camel, deer, the tapir. Tapirs have very long noses and look like pigs, but they belong to a different hooped family. The warthog is a long-legged African pig. When it feeds, it kneels on its wrists. Tapirs spend much of their time in the water. When threatened, they sink underwater, leaving their nose poking above the surface like a snorkel so they can breathe. Only male deer have antlers, apart from female reindeer who have them as well. Deer antlers are always branched, unlike the pointed horns of cattle. Deer are woodland animals that live together in small groups called herds. They have antlers which are made of bone. The elk that lives in swampy forests of North America and Europe is the largest deer in the world. Its antlers can grow to 2 meters across, bigger than an umbrella, with up to 20 spikes on them. Reindeer live in cold areas in the northern parts of the world. Twice a year they migrate, take a long journey for thousands of miles to avoid bad weather and to breed. Deer giants like the elk that lives in swampy forests of North America and Europe is the largest deer in the world. Its antlers can grow 3 to 2 meters across, bigger than an umbrella, with up to 20 spikes on them. The cattle family. The cattle family are hoofed mammals. They are herbivorous, which means they eat plants. They have 4 stomachs to digest the grass they eat. Like this wild beast, many members of the cattle family are killed for food by other animals. Babies are able to run within hours of their birth, so they can try to stay out of danger. Grazers and browsers. The cattle family all eat plants. Some are grazers who eat low grass. Others, such as the genuine, are browsers. They eat from trees and shrubs. The most members live in large herds for safety. The bisons move around together according to the seasons and the food available. The horn collection. Unlike deer, members of the cattle family do not have branched horns. Antelope, bighorn sheep, black buck, muskox, ibex, and statengo. Wild sheep. Like farmed sheep, wild sheep are good at living in rocky regions. Wild cows, sheep, and goats were tamed thousands of years ago to provide meat, milk, wool, and leather. Modern farm cows are only distant relations to wild cattle. The springbok gets its name from its high spring-like bounces that it does to show predators how fit it is. The horse family. Thousands of years ago, horses were wild animals. Later humans tamed them and wild horses almost disappeared. Today, the only wild horses are zebras and asses. All horses and their relatives have one toe surrounded by a hoop. They run on their tip tops, which means they can run very fast. All horses have long tails and manes. The wild horses in the USA are actually tame horses that escaped into the wild hundreds of years ago. They live in herds of one male and lots of females. Horses communicate with each other by moving their heads, tails, and ears. They show the teeth, ears back, ears forward. Stripy horses like zebras are stripy horses. No one knows why they are stripy, but we do not know that. Like our fingerprints, each zebra's strips are unique. They live in Africa in large herds and graze on grass. Asses are smaller than horses and have much longer ears. Asses that live with humans are called donkeys. The African wild ass, which is quite rare, lives in the rocky deserts of North Africa. Male zebras fight for females by rearing up or kicking with their back feet. One male will take control of about 6 females. Hoople giants. The last members of the hoople family are by no means the least. They are some of the biggest mammals in the world. Meet the hoople giants. Healthy appetite. Giraffes are never short of food. They have such long necks that they can reach high leaves on trees. The giraffe is the world's tallest animal. It is taller than 3 tall men standing on each other's heads. The hoople giants have cousins, some of which are not as big as they are. Okapi, pygmy hippo, alpaca. Giraffes. The giraffe is the world's tallest animal. It is taller than 3 tall men standing on each other's heads. The sheep of the deserts. Camels live in hot, dry places. Their humps act like huge food stores of fat that they can use up when there is nothing available to eat. The hippopotamus. This mammal giant has a huge, stocky body and stumpy legs. It spends a lot of time in water and it is so heavy it can walk along the bottom of a lake without floating up. A hippo can hold its breath for 5 minutes. The rhinoceros. The enormous rhinoceros has skin that is thicker than this book and huge horns that are made of hair. Next, the water mammals. Not all mammals live in air on land. Some lives in water. Unlike fish, however, water mammals have to go to the surface to breathe. Seals, which include sea lions and walruses, have flippers instead of arms and legs, which make them very good at swimming but not good at walking. Underwater lives. Seals spend most of their lives in water but return to land to have babies. They have a thick layer of fat called blubber, which keeps them warm. Otters are small mammals that have webbed feet to help them swim. The river otter lives along river banks and spends its day swimming to catch food. Walruses are huge sea mammals that have massive blubbery bodies and very wrinkly skin. They have themselves out of the water to rest and breed. Walruses are normally grayish brown in color, but then when they sunbath, they blush pink because their blood rushes to the surface to their skin to cool them. Ocean giants. Whales and dolphins look like fish, but they are actually mammals. They are the biggest water creatures and some are the biggest creatures on earth. The big blue. The blue whale is the largest animal in the world. Its heart is the size of a small car. It is so big that the next largest creature on the earth, the bull elephant, could sit on its tongue. There are 2 kinds of whales, toothed whales and baleen whales. Toothed whales eat fish and large animals like seals. This killer whale can even leap onto beaches to grab the unfortunate seals. Baleen whales. Some whales, such as this humpback whale, have rows of filters called plates instead of teeth. These are called baleen whales. They gulp huge amounts of water, then sleeve it through the plates to remove the food, tiny plants, and animals called plankton. Whales live in groups or pods, and many talk to each other using squeaks, whistles, rumbles, or clicks. Beluga whales speak so much that they are sometimes called sea canaries. Leaping dolphins. Dolphins are small whales. They are incredibly intelligent and curious and are often seen leaping alongside boats at sea. Most whales look quite similar, but a few have different features. Narwhal, porpoise, sperm whale, Amazon river dolphin have the differences.